Bonafide RS 117. Okay, so for those of you that follow along with me on some of my adventures and misadventures, you know that I've been fishing out of this boat quite a bit here the past few months. Chad Hoover sent it to me, asked me to give it a run and see what I thought about this kayak as an economical choice for cat fishermen. And I'll be honest, in the beginning I really did not think I was going to like this kayak much. I didn't think that it was going to have enough room in the cockpit. I figured it was probably slow. Since it's an economy model, I didn't expect that it was going to have much in the way of features that I really liked. I am happy to report that I was wrong. So let's talk a little bit about what I like about this kayak, how I rigged this kayak for cat fishing, and where I think this kayak excels. Now this kayak comes in at I think $9.99, so sub 1,000 mark, and it is a little over 11 foot long, I think 11 foot 7, and it is not heavy. I mean, I set it up here no problem. When it is unloaded, it's a relatively light kayak. One of the things that I really like about it is this high-low seating. So you see you got a little bungee that holds onto your seat back here, but I can take that loose, pop this up, and it pops right here, drops down to the next position, down it goes, and you're a little bit lower if you're fishing, moving water, something like that, and want a lower center of gravity. That's really great. Me personally, I like to be up higher, so I've been rocking the seat up here pretty much all the time since I've been using it, and it's a very comfortable seat. I'm not going to say it is the highest quality seat, but for this price point, it is. I'm not complaining about it. It's relatively comfortable. I have spent a full day in this seat with no real complaints, no back pain, things of that nature. Unlike the SS127, this one does not have the pod that goes all the way through. This one has a molded in waterproof area here. There's a little rubber gasket goes all the way around this lid, so that should keep things pretty dry for you. I wouldn't say it's 100% watertight, but in most situations it's going to keep stuff dry for you. Up here you've got, instead of a regular hatch, you've got this material that makes a cover for the front area. It's got a pocket in it that you slide a paddle in. I've been sliding my catch board up into that and letting it rest back on here. Everything's high quality on this. It's got Yak Attack gear tracks on the front. If I had one big complaint about it, is I don't think that it had enough Yak Attack gear tracks on it. I added one more in the back so that I could put a 360 light on there. I feel like if you were going to try to use this on bigger water, you would probably want to add a couple more in the back to put 2 more rod holders to the back. But if you are fishing small rivers, streams, stuff like that, fishing log jams for flatheads, this kayak is going to do really well for you. There is a gear track here in the center as well. You can use that to mount your electronics. I put a 3rd rod holder right there. Did not add a whole bunch of stuff to this, only the gear track. That's all I added to it, since this isn't actually my kayak. So I didn't put an anchor trolley on it or anything else, which meant that I had to kind of improvise. So what I ended up doing, of course, I put a rope on the front so that I could pull it in and out of the water. And I would use that rope also as a double to put my drift sock on. And for the back, for my anchor, I just took a piece of 550 cord, put a carabiner on it. I would throw my anchor out, run out as much line as I wanted, tie a little quick loop knot, and hook this carabiner to it, and throw it over the side. And then when I wanted to retrieve my anchor, this would keep it all straight to the back, and then I just pull my anchor line back up to the side and retrieve my anchor. And it worked really well for me, not even having an anchor trolley, and it kept it tracking relatively straight in current. So I was pretty happy with that. If I can turn this thing up on its side a little bit so that you can see here. Let's see. On the inside, you've got some nice padding here that's pretty comfortable. Your foot pegs move up and back. There's plenty of room up underneath the seat here for storage. I was storing a bag in there that typically has like my peg floats, my leader line spool, things of that nature, extra knives, pliers, demon dragons, things of that nature, dragging weights. In the back here, I'll put this seat back down. This area right here will hold a 3600 size Plano box. Back here in this crate area, it fits just about any cooler I tried to put back there really well. Holds a bait tank really well. There's a circular indent in there for a 5-gallon bucket, so the bait tank worked out really well. 2 recessed rod holders. Both sides, if you can see, these handles have straps on them to hold a paddle. So paddle storage was no big deal right there on the side. Loved it. I also used those handles to tie my fish grips to so that I could keep my catch managed. Let me move this forward here so that I can roll it over the other way. This is one of my favorite features about it, if you can see it. Right here, that's a recess for your transducer. So you you push your transducer line up through that scupper hole right there and bring it out the top to get to your unit. And then your transducer bolts right under there, underneath the hull. It stays safe and sound. You don't have to worry about it getting damaged. And it reads really well even with side imaging. I really appreciated that. I thought that was a very smart design. I also like the skid plates on the back. You don't have to worry so much. You can pick up on the front of it and drag it in the back, and that worked out really well. Okay, let's see if I can lay it back down without tipping anything. We'll talk a little more about it. Front and back, it's got these really big oversized plastic handles that bolt into the hull of the boat. I like that. You can also fit a 3600 size box over here, but I kind of found it to be better for storing like some extra sinkers and stuff like that. Cup holder in on this side. All in all, for the price, just a super solid boat. It paddled really easy, a lot easier than I thought. I think I could average a little over 3 miles an hour without really breaking a sweat. And I had it over 3.5 a couple times trying to crank it down. The tracking isn't arrow straight, but it's a sub 12-foot boat, so you really wouldn't expect it to track like a longer 13 or 14-foot kayak would. It is super wide, and the stability shows in that. Bonafide has really got stability on lock as best I could tell. The SS-127 is a tank as well. But all in all, folks, I think with just a little bit of adaptation and getting comfortable with it, this thing will catfish really well. For big water, it probably wouldn't be my kayak of choice, but if you're going to fish a mix of big water and skinny water, or if you're primarily a small river fisherman for catfishing, this boat is going to be a great option for you at a sub $1,000 price point. So that's my thoughts on it. Hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up if you would. Subscribe to the channel. Help TCKA grow both as a channel and as a tournament organization. We can't do this without you. And comment down below if you want to see reviews on some of the other kayaks that I've been taking out and spending some time in. Thank y'all. God bless.